Hello and welcome to another speaking video by Johnny, and this is class IELTS number 35, and they are doing their regular speaking practice. Okay, class, are you ready for your speaking practice? We have only like 40 minutes left until the end of the class, but let's try to do our best, okay?
Okay.
Now, let's do part 1 of IELTS first. 23, isn't it? Okay, barbecues. Do you remember what barbecue is? Of course, that's when we grill things in the garden. Nấu nướng, nướng gì đó trong vườn. It's called barbecues. Okay, so let's do number 33. No, sorry, 23. Barbecues. Unfortunately, Miss Wan, you skipped last term, yesterday, so we finished a few topics already. So, Miss Ngan, please, how often do you have a barbecue?
My families have a tend to have
Tendency?
barbecues on weekend.
You mean
One
tendency?
a tendency, yes.
Có
My
xu
family has a tendency to have a barbecues on weekend. When
Barbecue, not BBQ.
barbecues,
Barbecue. Barbecue.
barbecue on
Okay.
weekends when most of members gather together, and this is a good occasion for us to build or to strengthen our relationship and to relax after a week of hard working.
After a week of hard work.
Hard work.
Okay, so how about you, Miss Helen? How often you have a barbecue?
Honestly, I have barbecues once in the blue moon. In fact, there are not so much restaurants serve this kind of
In fact,
dish.
there are not so many restaurants.
In fact, there are not so many restaurants serve this kind of food in my town. So I hope in future, if I have a chance to go to Ho Chi Minh City, I will have it more frequently.
It's more frequently, I see. So how about you, Miss Wan? Do you like barbecues?
I do like barbecues, but not because of the food, but not because of only the food. I also like the just around the the barbecue party between friends or family. So uh, because before I live in an apartment, so no space for a barbecue party. But now since I have to move out,
No space for barbecue party.
no space for a barbecue party. But now since I have to move out to a house, I hope I can arrange more barbecue in my garden for family and friends.
I see. Right. So, Miss Ngan, please, did you have barbecues when you were a child?
Yes, I did have barbecues when I was a child, but the menu is limited. With
The menu was limited.
The menu was limited. Just some kinds of meat and basic vegetables. Vegetables.
Okay. and basic vegetables.
There are not much choice at that time.
There are not many choices at
Not
that
many choice.
choice
Choice.
is countable. There are not many choices.
Choices.
There
There
are
are.
not many
There were.
choices.
There were not
There
many
were not many
choices at that time.
I see. Okay, Miss Helen, do people in your country like to have barbecues?
Yes, definitely. Most of the people, young and old, like this kinds of food because it's delicious and nutritious. And we
Nutritious.
have nutritious.
Delicious and nutritious. Yes.
Delicious and nutritious. Because barbecues, the main ingredients is from beef and seafood.
Oh.
So it's have many.
There are many. There is many.
Có,
There are.
They can be cooked in many regions throughout the country.
I see. Now, so Miss Helen, would you prefer to have a barbecue with your family or your friends, and why?
I prefer with my family because I can chủ động về thời gian.
I can be active. I can be proactive. I can be active.
I can be active.
I can be proactive.
Proactive.
I can be proactive and chủ động thời gian làm gì ta?
Sorry.
You mean you can be proactive to do what?
Proactive in
yeah.
Preparation.
I can be proactive and prepare the ingredients. You mean? I can be proactive and prepare the ingredients. So proactive, what is proactive? Let's check this word. Excuse me. It's proactive, taking action by causing change and not only reacting to change when it happens. Hành động bằng chuyện gây ra cái sự thay đổi và không chỉ phản ứng lại khi mà sự thay đổi nó đến thôi. Tức là mình chủ động mình làm cái gì đó, chủ động gây sự thay đổi, tức là nó gọi là gì ta? Chủ động đó, proactive. Còn chữ active chỉ là năng động thôi. Okay, so let's go on a part 2, shall we? Part 2, part 3, 38, please. No, this one. 38, 38. There you go. So you have a part 2 and part 3 here. Describe a time when you needed to use your imagination. Miêu tả một thời điểm nơi mà lúc mà các bạn đã phải cần sử dụng cái trí tưởng tượng của bạn. When you needed to use your imagination. You should say what the situation was. Cái tình huống nó đã là cái gì thế? Why you needed to use your imagination. Tại sao các bạn đã cần sử dụng cái trí tưởng tượng của bạn? What the difficulties were about it. Nó đã có cái khó khăn nào về cái chuyện đó không? Explain how you felt about it. Giải thích lý do là bạn cảm thấy điều gì về chuyện đó. Tức là sử dụng cái trí tưởng tượng các bạn. When you needed to use your imagination. Past tense, quá khứ nha mọi người. And then part 3 is also about imagination. Part 3 cũng về cái vụ mà tưởng tượng nè. Do you think adults can have lots of imaginations? Các bạn có nghĩ người lớn có thể có rất nhiều trí tưởng tượng không? Sao là sự tưởng tượng không? Do you think imagination is essential for scientists? Các bạn có nghĩ trí tưởng tượng là tối cần thiết cho những nhà khoa học không? So you can imagine, you can think about when they want to find new things, they have to seek direction in their research. They have to have an idea where to go in their research. So that requires some imagination. Even though you know scientists have to be very correct and precise, but that's not enough. You need to imagine things too, to see where your research is heading. Mình phải tưởng tượng để mình biến cái tưởng tượng thành hiện thực, để biết được là cái nghiên cứu đi đến đâu rồi. What kinds of jobs need imagination? Cái loại công việc gì cần trí tưởng tượng? What subjects are helpful for children's imagination? Những môn học nào hữu ích cho trí tưởng tượng của trẻ nhỏ? And then how can people build or improve their imagination? Làm thế nào con người ta có thể xây dựng hoặc là cải thiện cái trí tưởng tượng của họ? Well, this is a hard topic, isn't it? Chủ đề khó mọi người.
Yes.
It is hard. Do you need any help? Just ask me now, please. If you need some help right now, please ask. Otherwise, we have 3 minutes to think about this one. No, 2 minutes. Like, you can imagine, you can say that one time I need to use my imagination. It's during Mr. John's speaking practice, where I have to imagine a lot of things to finish my speaking practice, you know. Chẳng hạn. Đúng rồi. Các bạn học speaking, các bạn phải tưởng tượng ra cái câu trả lời. Dữ lắm.
That's what I'm going to say.
Sorry?
That's what I'm going to say.
Oh, Miss
Yeah.
Oan, you do it first. Describe a time when you needed to use your imagination. Be careful with the past tense, please. Please.
The last time I have to use my imagination was the time I answered to the IELTS question on speaking practice with Mr. John, my teacher. Mr. That was the question was the trip that I want to go and with whom, and because in my mind there are so many trips I want to go, so I have to choose one. I had to choose one, and also had to imagine about it.
I have to imagine.
Imagine about it.
Imagine.
But
imagine
about it. But the most difficult thing that I have to describe in English and try my best to answer the question with the logical
with a
way,
logic with a good logic
with a good logic
with a good logic
with a good logic to cast the best mark that I can.
Okay, that's great. That's a good answer. Very good, Miss On. Okay, Miss Helen, are you ready to describe a time when you needed to use your imagination?
Yes, the last time I used my imaginations was was 2 days ago when I prepare teaching lessons. I have to think about the contents and the activities that support to the contents and activities that should be provided to students, and I had to guess students' reaction to these activities.
Oh, so you're just guessing their reaction, how it should be.
So it's quite difficult at that time.
Yes.
But anyway, at the end, I felt over the moon when the lessons finished, and it was more successful, far more successful than I expected.
Oh, that is great then. So your imagination turned out to be good.
Yes.
Okay, and I felt. How do you feel about it?
Feel so excited. I felt so excited and over the moon about the result.
Oh, that's great. Now, Miss Ngân, can you describe?
Yeah.
Over the moon là gì thế?
Over the moon là tôi cảm thấy như là nhảy cẫng
Lâng
lên
lâng.
trên trời vậy đó, giống như là tôi được vươn tới những vì sao rồi đó. I felt over the moon about it. Tôi cảm thấy giống như là tôi mừng lắm luôn á về chuyện đó. I felt over the moon about it. Okay, Miss Ngân, please.
3 years ago, when I was an event organizer, imagination is one of a crucial factor in making a successful event. For example, it is needed to design design a key visual for each event after I get the demand from a customer. Basic, particularly, I have to think of different ways of theme, color, slogan, and message that the consumer to try to convey through the event, throughout each event. So it takes time. It's not only take my time, but also I have to put the great deal of effort on things to come up with so many ideas, and then to choose related one to satisfy the main purpose to promote the product in an impressive way.
To promote
The product
way.
in an impressive way.
Yes. Okay, that's good enough, I think. Now let's move on to part 3, shall we? So, Miss One, please. Do you think adults can have lots of imaginations or imagination?
In my opinion, adults still can have a lot of imagination if they nurture their sensation. Nurture their sensation ideas in the mind or their experience. But some people who live in particular way.
Who lives in particular ways. Yes.
Particular way. The imagination will fade from time to time.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to people to strengthen their knowledge so they can still have an imagination in life that makes the life more colorful and
the adapt more colorful,
more interesting. More interesting, and it doesn't depend on the age. So my answer is yes, but that depends on people.
Of course, it depends on people. It does. Now, so Ms. Ngân, please, do you think imagination is essential for scientists?
In my opinion, imagination is not only essential for science. imagination is essential for most of
The fields.
most of field.
Most
The field.
Most of the fields.
Most of the field, especially scientists, need scientists is one of the field that need more imagination. Why? When researcher have to shut a lot and have to have more idea and reinvent like scientists
Come up with new ideas and have to think of different ways to lead their research.
Yes, they need more imagination to make their research on the paper into a real product to serve or to meet people demand.
To meet people's demand.
Yes.
That's great. That's a good answer, Miss Ngân. Now, so Miss Helen, please, what kinds of jobs need imagination?
Yeah, in general, in our society, there are many sorts of careers need this
Imagination.
This imagination. For example, architecture.
Yes.
Or any people whose jobs related to drawing, like designer, painters,
and writing books.
Even,
and writing books.
The authors, writer. So they have to think about the crafts. They think about the products from the scratch. Tức là nghĩ về sản phẩm từ không có gì.
To think of a solution or a product from scratch. Nghĩ về một cái gì đó từ không có gì hết, tức là nó không có một cái nền tảng nào hết mà người ta tự nhiên người ta phải nghĩ ra một cái gì đó. Like from nothing, you think of a solution or you think of a product from nothing or from scratch.
Yes, and besides, there's some careers related to entertainment, like composers or YouTubers.
YouTuber, I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah, you think a lot about different ideas to present to the audience creatively.
Yes, creatively, I see. Now,
so I think, yeah.
You think teaching needs imagination too?
Yes, of course. That requires
so much imagination.
Yes, a great effort.
Of course, a great effort. So much effort. Not just imagination, you need to be extremely patient too to be a teacher. And you need talent. Cần phải có tài năng nha mọi người. Dạy học cần phải có tài năng nha. You need talent to be a good teacher too. And you need to be able to cope with stress well. Phải đương đầu với lại sự căng thẳng một cách tốt nữa. And you need to have a very good organizational skills. Khả năng kiểm soát và khả năng sắp xếp tốt nữa. Alright, so Ms. Wan, please, what subjects are helpful for children's imagination? What do you think? Your microphone, Ms. Wan, please. Hello, Ms. Wan, are you still there? Maybe her baby is making a lot of noise, maybe. Okay, Miss Ngân, please. What subjects are helpful for children's imagination? What do you think?
Personally, I think literature can be very helpful.
Literature.
Yeah. Personally, I think literature can be very helpful to train, to stimulate, to develop people's imagination. For example, when I read a novel or investigation story, there are a lot of series. There are a series of scene like a movie.
You mean detective stories?
Detective story là gì thầy?
Câu chuyện của những thám tử. Detective stories, isn't it?
Yeah. So there are a series of scene like a movie come up in my mind during reading. So I think it's a good way to help people to train and to practice imaginative skill.
Sorry? Imaginative what?
Imaginative skill.
Imagination skill. Wait, I think imaginative skill is fine too. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Oana, are you back? Or oh my God, I think her baby is making a lot of noises now. Miss Helen, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How can people build or improve their imagination? What do you think?
Yeah, that's a tricky question because it depends on the age and most of them the age. For example, for children, for younger people, we improve their imagination through
improve our imagination
by playing games.
Exactly, you can do that.
Yeah, but for adults, they have to spend time to learn it, or maybe they learn from the mistake. Maybe they learn from reading.
Yes.
Or learns from others' experience.
From others' experience, yes.
So they have to imagine something like they have to put their foot in
their feet, because both of them, both feet, you know, hai cái luôn. They put their feet into. Okay, so very good. Let's move on to 37. Promise. Wait a moment. I would like to find something with part 2 only, but it seems like we ran out of these kind of topic with part 2 only. So let's do 37. Describe a time when you made a promise to someone. Miêu tả một thời điểm mà các bạn đã hứa hẹn ai đó. You should say what the promise was. Cái lời hứa đó là gì thế? To whom you made it. Các bạn đã hứa nó với ai? Whether it was easy or difficult to keep. Cái lời hứa đó có dễ dàng hay là khó để giữ lời hứa lắm. Explain why you made it. Tại sao các bạn lại hứa như vậy? In the past, be careful please. Past tense. And you have part 3 of promise. What kinds of promises do people often make? Con người ta thường hứa hẹn những cái loại lời hứa như thế nào vậy? Do parents in Vietnam make promise to their children? Những bậc cha mẹ ở Việt Nam có hứa trẻ nhỏ của họ không? Có hứa với trẻ nhỏ của họ không? Do children keep their promises? Liệu trẻ nhỏ có hay hứa hẹn không? Liệu trẻ nhỏ có hay giữ lời hứa không chứ? Why do some people fail to keep their promise? Tại sao một số người lại thất bại trong chuyện mà giữ lời hứa vậy? Okay, you have 1.5 minutes to think about 37, please. This is not a difficult question. Okay, let's do it, class. Miss One, please, can you describe a time you made a promise to someone, please?
The last time I have made a promise was the time I promised to my mom,
To my mother. To visit her in the hometown. But it's also the rarely time I have broken my promise because due to the pandemic COVID-19. Yes.
So all the flights are cancelled and the transportation was so difficult. So
sorry,
I have to.
What was beautiful?
The transportation was also difficult. So I have to cancel the flights and other stuff and stay at home due to the lockdown of Article 16.
Article 16.
Article 16.
16.
16.
Yes.
Oh.
And it was hard for me. Sorry. And it was hard for you to keep that promise, I see. Okay, Miss Ngan, please. Are you ready?
Yes. About 4 years ago, when I say yes, I agree. I do agree to marry.
When you said I do.
I do. I do. After my husband or my boyfriend ask me for get married him, and I made a life promise in the church where I celebrate my my wedding, and there are a lot of audience who are the witness for our love, and we promise to love and respect each other, even or no matter even in bad or good condition, health bad or good health condition, no matter what happened to
Do you agree to take this man to be your legally wedded husband?
Yeah, and love him forever.
And the rest of your life, despite sickness, bad times.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then when we in a marriage relationship, it's not sometimes it's not easy to keep the promise. Why? When there are so many unexpected argument or conflict occur throughout.
Just a conflict.
Yes, sometimes it's happen in internal. Có những cái yếu tố ngoại cảnh này.
There are internal and external factors.
Yeah, internal and external factor to affect our relationship.
So what external factor is that?
Make me on the verge of break my promise.
On the verge of a breakup, you mean?
Yeah.
Có sự chia tay. It's on the verge of a breakup. Well, a lot of things happen. When you in a relationship, you will know. And it's quite hard to keep a promise sometimes, I know. Nào, có bạn nào chưa nói không nhỉ? Hình như Miss Helen, have you? Hello?
Yes.
Have you talked about? Okay, Miss Helen, did you talk about it? You did.
My mind went blank to this topic.
Still, you need to talk about it, please. Describe a time you made a promise to someone. Let's say that you made a promise to yourself that you will achieve IELTS band 7 or 7.5 or something like that.
Yes, that's my true story. I did promise to myself to get the IELTS bar 7.5 2 years ago, but time passed by, and now I still sitting here and haven't achieved the goal.
You know, it's hard and it takes a long time. It takes a very long time to achieve higher score.
Yes, so I didn't mean that I have to teach myself, but that's a long way to go.
That's a long way.
And I think I need more preparations for this examination.
More preparations.
More preparations for the examination.
Okay, very good. Now, so let's go to, so that's why I made that promise to myself. And it wasn't easy to make. It wasn't easy to keep that promise, isn't it?
No, it isn't.
It wasn't easy to keep that promise, and it still isn't easy. Okay, let's go to part 3 of promises. So, Miss Helen, what kinds of promises do people often make? Like promises about love, promises about how to do exercise, promises about scoring high in the exam, promises about what? Yes.
Yeah, most people often make promise about their weight. Yeah, I think some lean women's maybe they want to be a little bit
leaner. They want to be a bit more skinnier. Or maybe they want to gain weight a little bit.
Yeah, gain weight a little bit. But some who are obesities,
you mean some obese people?
Some obese people, they tend to they
seem to make promises they cannot keep, isn't it?
Make promises to lose weight.
Yes, to lose weight. Thường có xu hướng là hứa mà không giữ được. They tend to make promises they cannot keep, and it's tough, isn't it?
But they can't avoid cái sự cám dỗ, tempting.
The temptation.
Avoid the temptations of food.
They can avoid the temptation. What else?
The temptation of food.
Oh, of course, of food. Of food. Food is very tempting, I know. Especially milk tea, bubble milk tea, trà sữa, có chân châu, full topping. Okay. All right. So, Ms. Ngan, please, do parents in Vietnam make promise to their children?
Yes, I believe the parents in Vietnam make promise to their children frequently, especially when the children through a tantrum in the public. they maybe the children ask for a toy or for something that they need, and parents do not meet their demand, then they make noise. So they want to keep face. The parents want to keep their face in the public, and to make the situation in cái nghĩa là xoa dịu cái hoàn cảnh đó.
To improve the situation.
Improve the situation.
Yes.
They will promise, I will give you this, that later, after leave this place, or after we back home, something like that, to satisfy them at the moment.
Okay, I think we should come back to this topic after a while, because I feel like our class is not doing well on this topic. So we will have to go back to this topic after sometimes. But now we need to end the video here because it's time. I need to teach another class, so I'll see you then.
Yes.
Bye, class.
Thank you.
Thank you and goodbye, teacher.
I'll see you on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, what shall we do? On Wednesday, I think we should do more speaking, and on Saturday we should correct our writing.
Yeah.
And on Sunday, another speaking. Okay, we need more time for speaking, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you then.
Thank you.
Okay, that's the end of my videos. Please like, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and press on the bell button next to the subscribe button so you can get notified about my new uploads, okay? You can also press follow my Facebook, but please don't add me on Facebook as friends, okay? Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi nha. Các bạn hãy nhấn vào like, chia sẻ video này bạn bè các bạn. Nhấn vào nút đăng ký kênh YouTube mình và nút cái chuông kế bên cạnh để đăng ký kênh á, để mà các bạn sẽ được thông báo về những video mới nha. Các bạn cũng có thể nhấn vào nút theo dõi Facebook mình, nhưng nhớ đừng kết bạn Facebook mình nha. Thank you and see you. Bye.